The stream, we're live. Live from the Pyrenees. A little bit of snow on the ground, some wind in the sky. In fact, the inspiration for this was a video I was watching earlier on this afternoon. Just a summary from one of those guys that does really good productions out of Europe somewhere. And he flew to this little mountain that's got this, there's a restaurant and all sorts of stuff and big radio towers on top of the mountain. And he had the name of it. I went, oh, that looks pretty cool. I'm going to go and build that into a flight. So I think it's the last turn point at 9,000 feet or something like that is that little station there.
Nice.
So let's see how we go. I am in and ready to fly.
I am in, and little nav map is not being my friend.
Oh, yeah, actually, good idea. Start sky dolly.
Open the flight plan.
It's good to see people wanting to create tasks. I'm all for that.
Yeah.
Being an Australian crowd, it's really tempting just to go and pick out all of the great airfields and soaring locations in Australia, but they just don't have much of a ridge culture.
No. Wayne's put together a few around Australia, so
yeah.
he's definitely got a few.
All right.
But yeah, the ATC. Yeah, so there's definitely places that he's been that were a little unusual. So he did one from just north of me, actually, Gold Coast hinterland, kind of up through, up into kind of Warwick and up that way. There's another few gliding clubs up there in the
I thought you were still down south.
Out west. Me, no.
Yeah.
No, I'm near Lismore.
Oh, okay. You're not in game yet, are you?
Yep, I'm in the air.
Okay, can you see me? Because I don't think I can see you.
No.
Okay, I'll wait till I'm off tow. and I'll switch servers and back.
Let me switch first, just in case it was me. That's because I've somehow switched to USA.
That'll do it. Oh, there you are.
There you are.
There's plenty of lift around. And we're away. Oh, now there is a filthy great cloud sitting over the top of the start line, so that should be the elevator to 11,000.
Certainly should be a helper. Yeah, I watched your very sad ending of your movie last night.
It was sad, but you can see what I mean, right? The glide computer where it says plus altitude, it should be telling you plus,
minus,
or minus. Yeah, it should have been minus in that case.
Yep.
So I don't know if
because you were already below. You were already below the altitude of that waypoint. So
yeah, that's right. The glide computer was still saying I was plus 900 and then plus 500. And I think the challenge
clearly it was wrong.
Clearly it was wrong, and I had left nothing in the tank because it is a race. Makes it very hard to use a meaningful judgment for a final glide if it's not telling you what your arrival height is going to be.
Yep. Does not make sense to me. So it is possible that because I changed the altitude of that last thing, that somehow threw it out.
Did you actually change the altitude of the waypoint?
Yeah, I didn't put a minimum, and that's the other thing that I could have done.
That's what I thought you did. Yeah.
Right, okay.
So therefore, by changing the minimum height of the waypoint,
that should have still calculated you based on that waypoint.
Yeah.
It should have still said you were above or below glide at that point, shouldn't it?
Should have. Not sure it did.
Oh, I'm pretty sure it didn't.
I think it caught a few people out. Yeah.
Oh, I'm over a lake? Oh yeah, I am too.
in my despair last night and my frustration, went and sat on the couch, YouTube on, and it's a couple of years old now, but it's titled Chess in the Air, and it's two guys that are competing in what I think was the 2015 US Nationals, and basically it's a race between these two pilots, and he narrates the whole way through with the video in cockpit, talking of all the places that he made mistakes. It goes for about 2 hours. I watched about an hour of it. Really good stuff, actually. I mean, if you're, it's applicable to this, but it's also applicable if you're flying and looking at flying fast, not necessarily in a competition, but just flying fast. It was really good.
Yeah.
The way that he broke down, and because he had the logs, and so he was showing you a virtual flight track and all those sorts of things, and you'd say, okay, so in that thermal, he gained 1,000 feet in 3.5 minutes. I gained 900 feet in 4.5 minutes. Therefore, he pulled 44 seconds on me when you look at the equivalents that it meant. And so over a period where you've got 10 thermals like that, it's nearly 7 minutes in time that you lose just through little things in terms of your average climb.
Yep.
Time spent in sinking air versus time spent in rising air. But some good stuff. I think you'd appreciate quite a bit of it because of when you were flying, there wasn't so much technology. And so where he's talking about speed to fly and the differences of whether you go 10 knots over or 10 knots under, or your McCready, etc. Extending out the polar chart, drawing the lines on it, and showing you why it really didn't make any difference. It's really good stuff.
Yeah, cool. I'll dig it out. All good. But it's part of me likes that stuff. Part of me thinks, in the sim world at least, that it's probably not that meaningful, because the things, the lift is so, I want to call it static, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't change over time. It does, the lift that we saw, you were either in it or not.
Yeah.
And if you were in it, you were going up at a rate, and you could pretty much guarantee what the rate was going to be. It was the same for everybody.
Yeah.
So sure, there are things that you will do better than others in your climbs.
Yep.
But once you're in there, so long as you're not doing the silly thing of, turning too early and circling in the fringe of it, once you're in the good lift, you're in the good lift, and you just go up.
Then it just comes down to your speed in the thermal, right? And if you can get the 33 all the way back to 55 knots, which is kind of where I try and thermal it and hold it at that point. And if someone's thermaling at 60 knots, how much of a difference does that make overall? It's little things like that. But I mean, we're only flying for an hour. They're flying for 3 hours or 3.5 hours. Makes a material difference.
Yep, for sure it does.
The amount of time spent in... the climbs aren't great. I'm just saying, I'm just floating around looking for a better amount of lift. I'm at just over 10.5.
All right, I'm just at 10.1.
Oh, I've got a viewer. I've got a viewer on my Twitch channel. Might be me. I haven't worked out. Just so I don't have a second screen, so I can't see on my feed. Right. So I've just got the mobile phone running with my stream manager. So if someone's chatting, if someone's watching along, put a chat in here. Let me know you're here. Tell me what you think of my flying. If you're a glider pilot, ask us questions about gliding. We'll pretend we know stuff.
All right. So speaking of knowing stuff, your nav display that I saw in your cockpit,
yep,
has got 2 lines of data. Mine only has 1 line of data.
So
any idea how you got that?
Yep, go right down to the bottom left dial on the nav display.
Yep.
And roll that dial. And
that just puts me. That gives me the one so that I can see.
Yeah, roll it again.
But so I can see waypoints.
Yeah.
And I can see an increasing number of waypoints.
Yeah. See.
But what I can't see is I can't see that second line of data, which was the summary line that you were showing, which had the
task speed.
So I've got 3 lines showing. I've got start, I've got LESU, TP3. They're my 3 lines.
How bizarre.
Yeah.
Have you updated your panel? Perchance?
No. I'm pretty sure I have not.
I think there was an update for the LX panel, or the LX nav, or whatever it is. That could be the only thing I could think of.
I thought that the last update for that was to pull it out.
Well, maybe I'm using an old version then. I don't know.
Let me just double check that I haven't got the going to add-ons linker.
That's another thing I need to get. It's one of those linkers to manage everything.
All right, add-ons linker is the best. I don't think there's any others that are. Yeah, no, I haven't got it enabled. I can definitely see I do not have it enabled. But yeah, that might have come about from Captain Jack's mod.
Yeah, I thought he released an update, and I went and installed the update. And so this is the challenge I have with the problem I had last night. Is it a problem with Ian's calculations, or is it a problem with the mod? And in fact, what would be interesting is what height did you arrive over the finish line at, and what was it showing as your plus for that? Do you remember last night?
I came in, I know I was pretty low because underneath Neva's water release, flying under the fountains, but I'm pretty sure it was showing me like 350, and I'm pretty sure and I had it, I was clearly pegged to but 135 or something.
But it was giving you plus 350, and you made it quite comfortably over that line low, but you were able to get over.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't need to slow down until I came to that little rise, and I got a bit chicken and ballooned up over it.
So maybe I'm using an old version. I thought I'd updated it, but that could be the explanation.
It could be.
All right. Well, I'm sitting at 11.8. I'll just float around here until you get up to a height you want to start at, around 11.5 or something. I'll join you and let's kick off.
I'm behind the start line. I want to get in front of the start line, but I don't want to cross the start line.
You don't want to do that now.
No, I know.
To you pilots following along on Twitch, we are flying deep into the Pyrenees tonight. It's about I think it was about a 290 or maybe 300k ridge task. No idea what to expect. We have some snow on the ground. Right. I'm at 12,000. I'll wait at 12,000.
Yeah. So, were we going to use this one as a
Yeah, if it works, absolutely.
AAT exercise?
Oh, no. I had a different one for the AAT task. What we'll do is maybe we do a flatland task, which is 3 turn points, make one of them really big. That way we don't get any confusion. We'll just go and fly it as a thermal task, see what we get back. And it might be something that we can throw into the B21 tool and see what that gives us.
Yeah, I reckon it's going to take a little bit of work, and I don't think it's going to be an excessive amount of work, but I do think it's just, you know, it's not going to fall instantly out of any of the tools.
Yeah, I mean, there's some really good tools out there, right? So one I've got a subscription to is the Soaring Labs tool, but none of them recognize a file out of FlightSim.
Right.
That was one of the cool things with Condor, is that there was the skylines.condor, which was a replica of the Skylines website. The Skylines one, you upload your IGC file, it would show you what you did, your climbs, your rate of climbs, your average rate of climbs, turning left, turning rights, all of those sorts of things, if you're into numbers and bits and pieces.
Yep.
And you could load up multiple tracks and do exactly what we do in the B21 Task Planet, which is replay it and synchronize the start, which is really cool.
Yep.
What I'd like to do, and this is an interesting thought I had the other day, whilst we're doing this flight, let's say around 8 o'clock, which is, we're 5 past the hour now, so we're about to start the task, is start teeing up some people from the gliding community to jump into our Discord channel and run an interview with them while we're flying. So it could be a club president from various clubs. Tell us about your club, the history of your club, what you do, what you fly, what your membership's like, all those sorts of things. It could be someone from the GFA, come and tell us about what the GFA is doing. Someone from the safety office, someone from memberships, someone talking about the junior glide. It could be some Australian pilots that are out there flying competitions. And two things it does. One, it's trying to promote the voice of gliding in Australia, so giving people a platform. And there is no platform in my Twitch. Let's just be clear about that. But if you promote it, right? So let's say the GFA was saying, hey, this week we'll be doing, or so and so is going to be interviewed, and try and bring people to the channel. So it's two things, right? One is you're opening up what we do here to a broader gliding community, so people can see it, and in fact they can critique my flying while we're doing the interviewing. But we're also starting to build another community here of giving clubs some profile, some visibility, as well as the GFA and as well as pilots. It's an interesting concept.
Yeah.
Okay, better be careful. I'm at 11.4.
You've only got a max of 11, so that's only 400 feet.
I know. To hit it at V&E.
Mm-hmm. enough.
And just float around in these little bubbles at 11.5. So end of March is the next system update. That'll be exciting.
Yeah. Yeah, we get to relearn everything again.
Yeah. I just hope they don't cock it up.
Did you see Peter posted the initial change log?
Yeah, yeah.
There was some interesting stuff in there.
Yeah.
Some interesting things that they could really cock up.
So I wonder if there's going to be blue thermals. That was one of the takeaways I had from that.
Yeah. It's clear, it's pretty clear that they don't really have anybody who really understands weather.
No.
It's all the things that they're doing are, you know, trying to appease somebody rather than going back to first principles and going, what's actually the weather doing that we should be trying to simulate?
So why don't we invite?
How do we incorporate it?
Why don't we invite one of those guys into one of our flights? Come and do an interview with us. Sit on the Twitch stream. Watch how we fly. Ask us questions while we're flying.
Yeah.
All right. What are you at? 11 something?
Yep. Go for it.
Go for it. All right. I'm at 11.2, so you've got height on me.
I've got 170 feet on you now.
Some solid lift through there. Some solid sink through there.
Thanks for the warning. How long have you been with Crayon?
Ooh,
Been a while, I guess.
Nah, just over 2 years. So it was 2 years this month.
Oh, all right.
I'd been at Insight Enterprises for 6.5 years prior to that, and I was made a member of what I used to call it was the Insight Christmas Club. So around December every year they'd go and pick a handful of people and executives and all sorts of things and say we need a cost reduction. And in hindsight, it was the best thing that ever happened to me because it opened the door. Hey, we've got someone chatting. Good morning. New snow update is fantastic. Scenery is so much better. I agree. How pretty is this? Thank you for following and watching.
How fast you flying, Ben?
140.
All right.
No, I'm kidding.
Waving your wings madly.
So I'm sitting on. I'll tell you, I got 3.5. Sorry, three knots is my McCready setting, so it gives me a speed to fly of about 100, and then I'm just dolphin flying as I need to, slow up in the lift, speed up a bit in the sink, not excessively. Not until we actually get a better view of what the day is doing and what the terrain's doing.
Yeah. It's just hard to tell. That's one thing that I really wish the sim had better feedback about, how far a name tag is away, because you know I can't actually tell how close or how far you are.
Don't I appear on your map?
Yeah, so on VFR map you do. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm just using whatever the standard map is in the panel, so I can see where you are. Sure, I can't see what that means in terms of kilometers. I got a rough idea.
Yeah. I can't see you in mine. Mate, you definitely must have Captain Jack's mod.
You don't have Captain Jack's mod?
No, because his
okay.
last mod,
yeah,
as I said, his last mod was to remove it because basically Ian got sick of every time he had to every time Ian modified the glider, there was this whole shadow copy of the glider sitting in Captain Jack's mod. So they were always having struggles to get that incorporated.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm absolutely using Captain Jack's mod. That's the difference.
Yeah. I might put the last version -1. Yeah, so I can see you on VFR map, but that's...
Okay. Yeah, mate, it's worth doing. Trust me, because you can see all of the gliders, and that was interesting last night, being able to pan in and out and just see where everybody was. More importantly, you can see where they are and where they're thermaling.
Yeah.
How pretty is this countryside?
It's great, isn't it? Not the kind of place I'd want to just go gliding and...
You know, I've thought about that. Not that it's going to happen anytime soon, but my uneducated view, and if someone's watching and listening, what does Jack modify? Question from our viewers. So this panel that I have here in my glider is not the standard one that comes with the AS33. So there's a mod from a guy called, it is Captain Jack, I think.
Yep,
And
Captain Jack Bilbo.
Jack Bilbo, there you go. And it replaces the standard panel in the AS33 with this one. And it just, in my view, gives you a bit more functionality, better visibility as you're hearing. We can see what other gliders are doing. You do have a choice of one of the things actually you don't get. You were saying that you could change the map type in the standard one. I can't do that. I'm stuck on the one map. But that's what the mod is. Find it and just drop it into your community folder and it will appear. Where do we go from there? Right.
Bit hard to read, really, isn't it?
Yeah. So we hit this turn point, and then we turn out to our right at around about 2 o'clock, and head off into the mountains. So height is definitely king. So made by Fritz, what's your normal glider of choice, and how much flying do you do in FlightSim? Myself a little phone holder or something. This is going to get annoying quickly. Not just annoying for me. If I put that there, that works. There we go. All right, we're sorted.
Is this your first test flight of this area?
Yeah.
Did you see the commentary about V&E from Ian?
No.
B21?
No, what was that?
He's got another mod coming to, another version coming to the plane.
Ooh, okay. Which is relevant, right? So is it is it going to stop you from exceeding V&E, or what's the impact?
So it's going to do a couple of things. It's going to do more visual warnings when you're exceeding V&E based on altitude. So rather than, so apparently the flutter only happens at V&E plus 30.
Yeah, okay.
It might be 30%.
Yep.
But interestingly, the event that happened on the weekend, the Saturday SSC event, there was one person there who led the pack who flew at, they were like over, basically a third of their flight was at exceeding V&E.
Yeah.
So, and not just the red line, you know, not just the visual marker, but the fact that you're at altitude in thin air, and therefore
V&E is a lot lower than your indicated air. Well, actually, it's
it's the difference between actual airspeed and indicated, right? So
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so that's basically what they're gonna program controls around, and then it'll note it on the little task finish panel. So there'll be an allowance. So if you get into the red zone, if you exceed V&E for a short time, it'll warn you, more flashy lights, and then if you come back down under the threshold quickly enough, that's all fine. But if you stay above it, then it'll be noted on the task finish page, which I think is perfectly valid. It's just enough to give people an opportunity to go fast, but not to be stupid about it.
Yep, agree. Question from Made by Fritz: the name tags from the other airplanes, is it a mod? Look, I think so. I remember a long time ago being frustrated by all of these great big massive nameplates everywhere. I'm pretty sure there is a mod out there that will adjust that for you to make them well, as you see them in my game.
Yeah.
Poundy, you same?
I've definitely got one as well. Yep. And the one that I've got is called UI Mod by Mugz, M-U-G-Z.
Yeah, there you go. I've got the same one. Yep.
Yep. Tiny plates, tiny POI, hidden UI. A couple of different components of it. You're doing all right for height over there. I'm not.
You know what? I'm paying more attention. I think it was Maverick that made the comment last night, it's worth chasing the green arrow. Not that I'm chasing it too hard, but I'm paying a lot more attention about slowing up in the lift and getting back up to my McCready speed outside of that. What are you at? Oh yeah, you are low. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I've basically ran the wrong ridge. I went slightly south.
Yeah, I saw you heading off on a tangent there. What height are you at?
10.4.
10.4, okay. I'm at 11.9.
Yeah, 10.4, good buddy. This is not good.
Not when we're about to head into higher mountains.
No. On Mist Cloud, bring with your lift. Massive sink.
Next leg's going to be interesting for sure. Now there is some cloud there, so probably some lift, which will be beneficial. It's almost like you're on the wrong side of the valley there, mate. Where are you going?
I'm trying to get under this cloud, but
okay.
that ain't working for me.
All right, 10.1 done. And you'll be happy to know that that great big lovely cloud that you can see out to your right is not near the turn point. And
I can tell.
And it's not en route to the next turn point, unless you want to diverge.
I can tell that too. It's a fairly significant diversion, though.
Yeah.
Turn point.
Well
9,100.
Well, you've got almost a tailwind, but that the ridge in front of you should give you in fact, what we should have from here is a whole bunch of valleys and mountains with lift the whole way through.
Yeah.
It's the sink on the back side of it that could be problematic.
That's the problem.
In fact, it could almost be, right, it's 76 k's away, so it's almost worth diverting over to that, because that's almost looking cloud streetish for a little while. There's definitely some climbing needed to the third waypoint. which is at 9,200 feet.
Yes.
I would have thought there'd be a bit more lift on this ridge. Just saying.
Hmm.
There it is. There it goes. Which way? I think we'll run up that ridge. Did you find some lift out there?
Minimal, mate. Minimal.
Okay.
I am treetops.
Oh, wow.
And
okay.
we know what treetops. I'm at 83, 82.
Ooh. Is that finger hovering over the engine on/off button yet?
Nah.
I love it.
No, I just fly out in the middle of the valley. I got heaps of height when you compare it to the middle of the valley. Anyway, the finger would be hovering over the cloud wind layer elevator button. Just dial up. Well, it's only showing 9 knots now. Turn that into 18.
Mm-hmm. That's one way to do it. Oh, that's some good lift. lift is like money. When you got plenty of it, it's easy to get more. When you're low and you're scratching, it is so hard.
Just found a 9.
Ah, good.
Narrow, but it's gonna have to do figure 8s in it though.
Ooh.
It's along a ridge. It's a bump under a ridge. There's
Yeah.
no clouds.
That's always nice. Back up to start height.
Always nice getting above the tree line. Can see over the next ridge.
The running joke at Mangrove Mountain on a bad day was being able to thermal back up to launch height. Being a winch site.
Yep. Well, that got me 1,000 feet anyway.
Made the mistake of stopping for a turn. Didn't need to do that.
I made the stop of needing to turn. It's funny how the things play out, doesn't it? My computer's telling me I've still got. I have 3,400 feet at the next turn point.
Oh, okay.
At just crossed 50.
Yeah. That turn point is
Middle of the valley.
1,500 feet. That's right. Yeah. So you've certainly got height to get there. You might not have height to get over the mountains to get there.
Yeah, get over the mountains between me and it.
$20 to go. I don't think I put a decent cylinder on this one, so it's going to be one of those ones you've got to hit the point.
Oh dear.
Mm-hmm.
Fly to the middle of the valley.
Or maybe I did that for a reason.
Scenic that way, isn't it?
Yes, it is scenic. It's also a little bit more challenging.
You have to have some altitude under your belt to go and visit the middle and then still come back to a ridge.
Mm-hmm. TP3, okay. Alright, what's the run to the next one look like? Because that kind of scares me a bit. Actually.
What height did you turn?
10.5. Actually, it's not too bad. When I say it scares me a bit, I'm probably not being 100% accurate. Just after the turn point, there is a ridge that should be working. You can jump onto that ridge and then run that up the valley to the next turn point, or certainly part of the way. And then there's a dirty great cloud. I'm hoping that there's lift under. I did get excited for a minute there.
I got excited because I saw my gauge go up over 4 knots of lift. It's all right. I fell out of it and it went into -2. My enthusiasm was short-lived, let's say.
That moment that you see that Vario spike, and just as you turn in, the Vario drops. It's a half a thermal. Not great. Averages between -5 because it's over a ridge. The key is to try and stay on the windward side of the ridge.
Mm-hmm.
The wind is blowing me off it. Interesting. Yeah, it's definitely a glitch in the glide computer. The next waypoint's at 9,200 feet, and it's telling me that I'm plus 8,500.
Right.
Which I'm sitting at 10,900, so I know I'm not
Yeah. But there you go. Don't go and find the Captain Jack mod. Don't go and put it in. Wonder what my minimum safe is in all of these mountains. Pretty sure I'm below it.
There's some very lovely pools perched high atop some of these peaks. You could always just plop it into there.
Do you think it's like a spa pool or just a pool of water? Because if it's a spa pool, it'd be quite cool. Turn up, show up in your glider, you know?
Yeah. I don't think it's one of those.
Gliding? No.
No.
Bugger. I got a few 100 feet there. Makes me look a little bit more positive for getting over some of the ridges, except for the one in front of me. We'll see as we get closer to that ridge where we can optimize to pass through a gap.
Yeah, you know you're in trouble when you're talking about trying to find gaps in the mountains.
There'll be a gap. I know there'll be a gap. It's just whether I can see the gap below me or above me.
This scenery is spectacular.
It's quite pretty with all the snow about and stuff, isn't it?
Oh, I can see it. I can see it. Way here you go. This will be your visual reference when you start getting into the mountains where I am at the peaks. The very last range that you can see on the way to the horizon, and the very last snow-capped peak has the little waypoint perched high atop of it with a beacon strobing. That's pretty cool.
Oh, cool. EP3.
EP3?
TP.
TP3.
Turn point. Yep. Finally.
Wow, okay. Now this is really cool. This is almost photo worthy. If I can do this without crashing. All right, to the finish. That is one of the coolest turn points you're going to see in a game. Oh my God, how do we get to the finish line? Well, that's a good start. Okay, maybe not. How are you doing?
Bad.
Okay, well I can still see your nameplate above the mountains.
I'm not.
I think this will make a good Tuesday night task. It will suit people like Maverick and Bob that fly efficiently. I've noticed. Maverick always seems to be high.
Yeah.
That is an interesting finish. What was I thinking?
How can I make this hard on them?
Get everybody excited by the run at the finish line and then crush their hopes.
I'm in a valley.
Okay.
Can't get out.
God key. Or do you go for the engine?
That is a very good question. I'm kind of painted into a corner at 7,100.
I can see you at 7,100.
And I was literally flying at 90 degrees to the course line just so I could try to follow a ridge.
Oh, you've got some lift there. 74.
Yeah.
75. Oh, they've done such a great job with not just the snow, but when you fly over some of these little lakes and you see the sun reflecting off the ripples in the water, where the water is showing you a pretty decent indication of what the wind is doing, strength-wise.
Pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah. feel I could almost reach out and touch the snow as you go past some of these peaks.
I couldn't. I'd have to reach up.
Below the snow line.
I am at the moment. I have come up a little. I've just crested 8,000.
Yeah, this is a nice finish. I don't think I've actually spent much time at all flying around the Pyrenees in this game.
No, I know I haven't.
Yeah.
Finally got to the 1,000 feet above the ground and above the tree line, and now I'm in 11 knots of lift.
Woohoo. Good save. 10 to go. How far off that?
34.6.
To that waypoint? All right.
Yeah.
You should be able to see it soon, hopefully.
It's 105 to the finish.
Okay.
The only problem is I'm in tiger country and I really not sure how I'm supposed to plot a course out of here.
Well, the good thing is once you hit that next waypoint, and you definitely need height to hit it, I don't think you can really tag it below the height of that observatory, which was the plan. There's a good ridge that you can run away along the line to the finish line that should give you enough altitude to then just keep flying straight up and over the mountain range in front of you. Kiss the snow on the way through, because there's no obvious path through.
Yeah, right.
Woohoo, done.
Done, nicely done. That's 90 minutes.
Hour and 16, there you go, task time.
Oh, 116, even better.
Where's the airport? 12 k's that way. It's always fun trying to find some of these airstrips in the snow.
Yeah. Especially one that's not immediately at the finish point, because you then have to go looking, and actually there's usually not a lot of signs around. So
no, I think I've got it. It's like 10 or 11 k's away, further down the valley. Yeah, there it is, and it sits right in the middle of the valley.
Seesaw is telling me I'm above final glide.
Woohoo!
I don't feel woohoo. I'm still 21 k's from that And the next extremely high point that tells me I've got 430 feet.
Yeah, okay. And you'll need all of that.
Yeah. You go fully ballasted?
Yeah. Probably.
Normal loadout?
Yeah, just no, whatever the default is, which is probably about 10 k's off full load or something, I think.
It's about 30 kgs
Is it?
pilot weight. Yep.
Okay. Or does it remember your previous config?
No, it definitely doesn't do that.
Okay.
It knows that you're shrunk down and you're not an overweight guy. It's all the equipment that I pack as well, in case I outland.
Don't really like spinning these gliders, do they?
No.
Here I am trying to spin it. It's actually going the completely opposite direction. There we are. All right. I'm going to say thanks for everybody that was following along. I'm going to end the stream here. I'm going to jump in the drone. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to jump. Are you at that turn point yet?
I've just passed it. Yep.
Yeah.
Literally just seconds ago.
It's a nice turn point, isn't it?
It's a very spectacular view out to the non-snowy side, and then you make us go back into the valley of death.
The Valley of Death. Okay.
I guess I should probably figure out where the heck I've got to go, though, right?
There's a little bit of that in it, yes. Flying the drone out to find you, buddy.
I'm just crossing, if you've got a little nav map around, I'm just crossing that little township.
Before the mountain range?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. There's a vague semblance of a ridge that that you can run all the way across there, and the one big peak that sits in the middle. As long as you keep that, and actually, I nearly brushed the edge of it with my right wing. That one little funny peak in the middle of it. You just want to run past that.
Problem is, everything looks oblique to the wind, so. And I'm only at 10.2. I'm not really.
Yeah. I found it wasn't too bad because the mountain range is not that thick once you get over the ridge in the middle of it. Okay, I see where you are now. Oops, don't go that way. Hang on. Oh, I just killed my drone.
No.
Oh, that's frustrating. Well, that was bizarre.
5 minutes of slewing it around, only to lose control and crash.
And end up back at the back on the ground. Can you see the peak that I mean? That's probably your 1 o'clock as you're heading towards the finish line.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you just want to brush that, because you can almost see a ridge that runs towards that you can run along, and then step over the back of that straight at that one little peak in the middle. Keep that peak on your right hand wing. And once you pass that, you're home and hosed. I'm going to stop the stream. Thank you, everybody. See ya.